Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, you best believe it, Loungin. I'm not by myself. As always, joined by the awesome, incredible, amazing Lady Lisa. Say what's up.
Hey y'all.
We made it another week, y'all. We made it another week. I'm happy to see your sunshiny faces. If you in the chat early, big shout out to you. Thank you for rolling through. If you're watching the replay, thank you for rolling through. Good to see you too. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're throwing a hateration, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you on this day. No. Because we done made it another week. So it's good. We'll have to smile about it. So, we got some stories to get into. We got some rough stuff to get into. But we're gonna make it. All right. So before we get started, Sandra Thomas is in the chat. What up, Sandra Thomas said, listen to you while I'm laying down in bed, about to get your rest on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we here. Big shout out. Thank you for rolling through. So, because Sandra Thomas is like 8 hours ahead of us or something like that. I know you like way ahead of us. But like, what part of the UK you in? Let us know where you at. Like, what part of the UK you in? But anyway, oh snap, Pockets is filling more pockets already. You know what I'm saying? Talking about I'm gonna have to catch the replay. Hey yo, we here though. You know what I'm saying? We got you.
Run.
Huh?
Taco run.
Yo, look, ain't nothing wrong with that taco. You know what I'm saying? Get a fresh taco. Don't be getting that Taco Bell though. You know what I'm saying? Unless she wants to be on the toilet. So let's open up. What is our first story? Going in. I'll give it off to Lady Lisa to get into our first story.
Oh, what is our first story?
I thought you was up in the document.
I am.
You ain't see the first story?
I didn't know if you wanted it in order.
We was going for the top.
Okay.
We're going from the top to the bottom.
Alrighty then.
It started from the top and now you're down.
All right, so let me get there. Here we go. All right, so Ma'Khia Bryant.
Yes.
Who is Ma'Khia Bryant? So Newsweek has done an article.
Newsweek been on one today too.
Yeah. About Ma'Khia Bryant. Who is Ma'Khia Bryant? 16-year-old black girl shot dead by Columbus police. Ma'Khia Bryant, a 16-year-old black girl, was fatally shot by a police officer in Columbus, Ohio on Tuesday afternoon. The shooting, which led to protests in Ohio's capital, took place shortly before the announcement that jurors had found former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin guilty of murdering George Floyd. At a news conference hours later, a brief clip from the body camera of the officer who shot the teenager was played. Michael Woods, the interim chief of the Columbus Division of Police, said it was unprecedented for body cam footage to be released so soon after a police shooting in the city. Like, what difference does it make?
They wanted to pat themselves on the back for putting it out. The reason they put this out so fast is because they knew it would be divisive among the community. That's why they put it out so fast. They was like, oh, we can put this one out because we know people going to fight back and forth over this. So we can put this one out. We happy to put this one out. Meanwhile, another body cam story we're going to talk about, they was like, oh, well, we got to wait till the judge say something. But continue.
Well, my thing is also just put it out. I mean, what you keeping it for?
You know how I feel about body cam footage. It should not be under police control in the first place.
It shouldn't. You shouldn't be able to turn it on and off at all.
Yes. Body cameras, once again, I want body cameras to stream to 3 places. To a objective body held solely for archival purposes. Then I want it streamed to a public body, so they can log on and watch. Like you could go on body cam Jacksonville.com and see the body cam footage of every body cam that exists in that police department or in that city. Then I want it streamed to, of course, a body of the police, the prosecutors, DA, all that stuff. They'll get there, so everybody has the opportunity to see the police footage at the same time, unedited, right there, real and raw. And then
Yeah.
we don't have to wait. We ain't got to worry about stuff getting cut, stuff, getting covered and blocked. And then with cameras that are always on, they can't be cut off. There ain't gonna be no cut off. So we got a copy, you know what I'm saying? Then there's one solely for archival purposes, and then the police got their copy. So then we ain't gotta be asking for the body cam footage no more. It's like we got it. It's right here. We can run it back. We can look at, I don't know, we can look at like July 3rd, you know what I'm saying? 2020 or something at 4 p.m. and we can watch it all on our own. We ain't gotta wait for some officer to be like, oh well, look at how early we put it out. No, you don't get no kudos for that.
Yeah, no one should be in charge of it because this is the equivalent of me walking down the street and looking at a cop stopping someone.
Mm-hmm.
I have the freedom to do that, so I should have the freedom to see what's on your body cam footage.
Yep.
It shouldn't be possible for someone to say, oh well, or a DA to be like, oh, we're waiting for the police department to turn it over. Why should they have that power to hold on to it? It should be like, no, I'm going into the server to look at it, period. You don't have the power to tell me I can't look at you do your job or not do your job.
Yeah, ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
Yeah. Okay. So we understand the public's need. Michael Woods said this. We understand the public's need, desire, and expectation to have transparency upon what happened, blah, blah, blah. Woods said the footage showed the girl lunging at a female with a knife seconds after police arrived on the scene in the southeast of the city at around 4:45 p.m. A spokesperson for Franklin County Children's Services identified the girl as Ma'Khia Bryant and said she had been in foster care, according to the Columbus Dispatch. The agency has been contacted for further comment. Hazel Bryant, who identified herself as the girl's aunt, told the newspaper her niece lived in a foster home and had got involved in an altercation with someone there. She said her niece had a knife, but had dropped it before she was shot by the officer. The teenager's mother, Paula Bryant, told a 10 TV reporter that she had been an honor roll student and a sweet child. In foster care? Okay. She was a very loving, peaceful little girl, she said. Ma'Khia had a motherly nature about her. She promoted peace, and that's something that I want to always to be remembered.
Okay. So, with that said, sorry, I didn't give y'all the article. So my bad. Hold up, because I'm gonna juxtapose this. All right. So here's an article about Ma'Khia Bryant. So by now, if you haven't seen the footage shows the officer coming on scene. There's multiple people like fighting, scuffling, tussling around the front yard of this home. There's a girl over here. This guy's trying to kick her. There's people over there in the front yard trying to do stuff. And then you do see Ma'Khia Bryant over here lunging at another woman. Now, I don't know what happened on the dispatch call because we ain't got that call yet.
No.
Because it seems like they did not give this man the information that he needed. But anyway, people have been going back and forth saying like, "Hey, this is a fair shooting. He saved that woman. If he didn't do anything, could have saved some. She could have killed somebody." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I guess that makes sense, except for." When this happens with white people and they have guns and they have guns or they have stabbed someone, they seem to come in completely fine. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up an example. I think an app description. Was it the Texas church guy? I think that would be a good one. And let me know if it wasn't Texas. I think it was Texas. I'm going to try to pull it up now. There was a man in Texas. Yes, here we go. Let's see. A fugitive kills pastor in Texas church shooting, police say. And I'm going to hit y'all with the article right up in the chat. Going to give y'all, I think this is an apt description because there's others like this, but this is one that kind of like, you know, it kind of stands out. It kind of stands out for me, and for the reasons of, it says, the pastor of a Methodist church was killed with his own gun by a man sought by police who had taken shelter in the building, officials said. 3 others, including the gunman, were hurt. So there was a police chase on Saturday evening in East Texas, culminating in a fatal confrontation on Sunday morning in the church between his pastor fugitive who was hiding there. Nah, this wasn't the guy because he didn't kill his wife. There was another guy. There was some dude. He was, guys, if y'all can remind me, there was a man who had killed his wife, and he had stabbed an officer, and they were chasing him. He was naked, and they were able to bring him in unharmed. And I can't remember where this was, because I remember being like, yo, they just gonna let this naked dude run around like this? He had killed his wife. He had stabbed another guy. And he stabbed a cop and was running barefoot. Like the cops were like chasing him on foot. And guess what? He didn't end up dead. Now, this is not to say that we should just let people stab each other. I'm not saying that. I believe all of us that are here, even if you're someone brand new to the channel, I believe you're smart enough to know that no one's suggesting that we should just let people stab each other. But I find it very interesting that when there's hostile or even mentally impaired people that are white with weapons, things seem to be able to be taken care of in ways where no one gets hurt. And it's interesting that this is the time when, of course, you know, they want to be like, yo, we couldn't do nothing but shoot her. Now, I do understand. With that said, I understand this officer rolled up on a situation that seemed to be going haywire. But he didn't try shooting around in the air. He didn't try anything non-lethal. He just immediately went straight to, of course, lethal force, which leads to the discussion of not so much was lethal force warranted, because lethal force is also warranted in these white situations. But why, when lethal force is warranted in case A with white person, in case B with black person, why does it seem that the case A with white person always has another option? Yep. There's always like, oh, well, you know, we'll just tackle them. Or, you know, we'll pepper spray him real good.
Chase him around in circles.
We'll chase him around in circles on foot. He's naked. He's already stabbed one of us. And I can't remember where it was. Guys, forgive me. I want to say it was like Texas or Ohio or something. I'll find it one day. Because I remember watching the video like, yo, this dude is crazy. Are they going to keep chasing him? So I think what people are saying when they're like, yo, this officer killed a black person, goes back into the psyche of white supremacy, that whenever black people are present, a lethal force is required. Whenever black people are present, a more blunt instrument force is required. Whenever it's a white person involved, you gotta care,
do whatever you have to do to not kill them.
Yeah, care, no matter consideration. What. Like, we can go down the list of all these crazy white folks that somehow just end up in cuffs and everything's all good.
Not a scar, not a scratch.
But Ma'Khia Bryant ends up dead. Then, of course, there's the option of, like, she could have been shot in the leg. He could have dove at her and tackled her. He could have tased her. Any number of things. And the people that you bring this up to are usually similar. The people that immediately shoot this down are usually very similar to the people that are like, oh, Joe Biden was the man. You know what I'm saying? It's the same energy of like, well, I mean, he had to kill her. Of course, he had to kill her. And it's like, well, no, not exactly.
He needed to subdue her.
Yes.
That's what the goal should have been, was to subdue her and prevent her from stabbing the other girl. That doesn't require death.
Like in Vulcan says, I'm sorry, but I feel like the cop could have done something else. And not to say that this action isn't warranted, because people are saying like, oh, well, he was justified. I'm not saying he wasn't justified. What I'm saying is, if he's justified here, they're also justified with white people that are around. I've seen videos of a dude with a loaded assault rifle at a park with children running around and playing, and all you hear is, "Hey, buddy, come on, guy, just calm it down. Just come on with us, buddy. Just lay down your weapon." So lethal force is required in many situations where the person is white or their skin is white. But care, consideration, and all that seems to be added to the situation when it's them.
Yeah, it's white preservation.
Yeah, people get to go to Burger King after they've
after you've just slaughtered a room full of grandparents, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? It's this energy of, we are tired of lethal force being the only option for us, regardless what's going on. Because you have proven to us through the arm of policing in America that whenever some lethal force is required and the person is white, we got all kinds of, we got beanbag rounds, we got tasers, we got pepper spray, we can just kind of like tackle the guy. There's all kinds of ways to handle this person easily. And this is just another situation where this girl didn't have to die that day.
No.
Outside of the argument of what was going on there, because we still don't really know all of what was going on. Because we got people saying it was girls that were there. Then you got people saying, no, these women were 30-something years old, attacking Micaiah and whoever else was in the house. So we still haven't gotten through the weeds of what was going on there. But someone like that, like an officer, someone like that rolls up on a scene like that, there needs to be a better way to get this in control than shooting people.
Right.
And I am sure that this officer has been in a domestic disturbance or something like that before with white people where no one has died.
Yeah. And the other thing, some people want to say, well, he had to, because or else he was going to stab the other girl. And it's like, so he was so concerned about this other girl and preserving her life that he had to take the life of this girl. And my thing is, it's not an either or.
He ain't care about that black woman.
It's not an either or. I'm so sick of the narrative of cops are such heroes and their jobs are so hard and they go through so much and they take so much risk and they train and they train and they train.
They be training mad, y'all. They be training crazy.
But when it's time to do the job, to display the training, we're always like,
training to be gone.
I don't understand, because training doesn't matter if you can't apply it on the job. Like, how many people have a job where you go through all of this training and they say, okay, you've had this training now, I want you to go in and use this new program, and you like, I don't know.
You use like the most serious option on everything. Even though you've been trained, you use like the top option on everything. You like the last ditch effort on every situation.
You like go in and delete all the files.
I couldn't find the file, so I just deleted them.
I had to delete everything.
The coffee machine didn't work, so I just threw it in the trash. I ordered another one.
I set it on fire.
You're like, hold on, why are you using like the last ditch effort on everything? Like, the copy machine didn't work, so I just set it on fire. But no, did you try troubleshooting it? You don't need to do that. It's a small sacrifice.
It's a small sacrifice.
So, I'm not down with it. I get the arguments, but when you contextualize the arguments inside of American society inside of an atmosphere of white supremacy and extreme anti-blackness. Nah, bruh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Y'all have
Because
1,000,005 excuses of why a black person need to be killed. Y'all wake up. I swear, they wake up thinking of excuses of why a black person needed to be killed today.
yeah, they be coming with it. They be trying hard. They be trying hard to be anti-black.
But you got all of these mass shootings of white people murdering, people, mass shootings. But they can't never think of a reason why they should have been killed. We can take them in alive. We can take them down safely. Y'all will allow these people to go in and kill your kids, go in and kill, all of these people at a concert. I mean, go across state lines, kill people, you waving, hey, how you doing? All right. All of this stuff, chasing kids around or in a park with kids around, butt naked, chasing them around, begging with them,
reasoning
with them.
White dudes doing naked stuff. Because there was another white guy on 10 freeway here in downtown. He had stole a truck or something and got out. He was butt naked in the truck, and the people was I don't know what white dudes have with being butt naked and running from cops.
But side note, we can't even call them chases. I have never before in my life. I had no idea.
He's right there. Just get him.
I had no idea they do this foolishness here in LA. They don't do chases. They do funeral processions. With what they call chasing someone is like you're going 35, following behind
the dude's not even
person.
Like,
remember that one night we watched like a quote pursuit for like 2 hours?
Yeah, it was in Pasadena.
For like 2 hours.
And I was like, yo, he's right there. Just pull in front of him.
Y'all making circles. Y'all making like slow donuts. Like, what are we doing here?
Like, yo, nobody says it's called meth or fentanyl. Like, police from now on, especially in Los Angeles, if they're going like speed limit, it's not a police chase.
I don't understand.
A police chase is like Bad Boys 2. Remember on Bad Boys 2, they were shooting, the Haitians had guns, and it was just like, there was glass and stuff everywhere. And then it was racing on the freeway, and they was throwing boats at them, and stuff was the flip over the.
Yeah.
That's a car chase, all right?
Well, that's
what y'all doing, that's not a car chase. That's not a car chase, all right? You're just, I don't know, stalking that person? I don't know. Y'all are going speed limit. It's not a chase.
Yeah. Okay. So Sandra Thomas said, at NERDSoul, I know what you're saying about cops using excessive force, but in this case, a serving black police officer on YT Charles Faulkner said the police officer in this case had no choice. Well, if he says he had no choice, then I guess he had no choice. I mean,
Sandra, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because they'll always traditional media or well-funded new media like YT, because the Young Turks got money, trust me, and their money probably comes from a traditional source. Like,
and also
Young Turks ain't broke.
And also, black officers, for whatever reason, their blue overrides their black.
Yeah. So getting a black officer to agree with a police officer, a white police officer in a public space isn't really that hard to do in the U.S. Now, I know the U.K. is different, but in the U.S., it's unfortunately not hard to do. Trust me, that same officer, if he has shot some white girl in somebody's front yard because she had a knife, trust me, there would not be no white officer in this world that would come on TV and say, oh, well, of course, he had to shoot her. No, they would have been like, well, the protocols, you didn't follow that. They would have been like subsection C, column B, paragraph 2 states that, like, man, they would have hung his black out to dry. All right? Yeah. I'm just letting you know. They would not hold him down. He would have thought they was going to hold him down. Nah, bruh. They would not have held him down at all. They would have made him look like he was this crazy dude that just, happened to get on the force and was trying to shoot kids or something. Like, by the time they finished with him, it wouldn't have been pretty. Uh, but this is the same energy about the energy between like public servants. Oh, and check that message. Check that message. That I sent you. But that this is the same energy behind when you have when you have public servants, politicians. There's always this weird anti-blackness around them for no reason. So also this week, I'll just throw this in because I forgot about this. Here, I'm gonna throw this link in the chat. Throw this link up in the chat. Give it to y'all right now. So all right, we chilling this week. Y'all minding y'all business. We minding our business, right? We kicking it, chilling, doing nothing. Ain't hurting nobody. Fire chief, I just put the link in the chat. Fire chief gets backlash after advising police to stop responding to these black neighborhoods. All right, so so in Lancaster, South Carolina, some neighbors in Lancaster County are calling on a volunteer fire chief to step down after a controversial Facebook post. Lancaster Fire Chief Francis Butch Gint is under fire over remarks he posted encouraging police to stop responding to some black neighborhoods. No, hold up. Not some black neighborhoods, black neighborhoods. All right, don't be saying nuh-uh. Like, come on. Black neighborhoods. But I quote Dear police, stop responding to these black neighborhoods. They will eventually kill each other, and the fake news won't have a story. That's what he posted on Facebook. That's the general energy of your public servant white person and how they look at you. That's why when we talk about protesting, I'll get back on Gint in a second. When we talk about protesting, when we talk about black power, when we talk about protecting ourselves, it's more than just being in the street. And I love the people in the street. Stay in the street. Throw them bricks if you got to. Set it on fire if you got to. But it's not just that. It's also our financial power. It's also our educational power. We need to be teaching our own kids, whether it's homeschooling or black schools. We need to take over our own finances, aka buying black as much as absolutely possible. We need to police our own neighborhoods as much as absolutely possible. We need to make a shift towards kind of just separating ourselves. Because when we include them, because I'm sure that let's say black people were policing their own neighborhoods, and the situation with Ma'Khia Bryant happened. I don't think she ends up dead. I truly don't think she ends up dead. Not in that situation. Like we have a huge opportunity to do more than just be out in the street. And why I say this is because white supremacy doesn't just work with police. The teachers are needed for white supremacy because they got school to prison pipeline. The bank manager to make sure you don't get a loan. The person at the car shop. The guy selling shoes. Like all of this, they know they all have a role to play in code to keep. Think about it. The fire officer ain't got nothing to do with policing. He should be over there minding his fire business. But he gonna jump up and say, hey, look, those black people that kill themselves, not adding in any kind of context on why there is what they call black on black violence. But we, for some reason, think that the only way to be revolutionary is in the streets. We got to realize being revolutionary is raising a black child to be a leader. Being revolutionary It's getting your finances and helping your mom and your brother and your sister and your best friend and all them to get their finances straight. Being revolutionary is taking your children out of the school system and teaching them yourself, or put them in a school co-op where someone else that's black is teaching them and giving them their history instead of the what is that? I got like 2 pages of black history. Like when I was young, I'm 38. So when I was young, when I was in social studies or history or whatever, we went from slavery, like the boat showing up to Jamestown, to the Voting Rights Act in 2, albeit front and back pages, but in basically 2 pages. All right. So that means the boat showed up all the way to Rosa Parks and the Edmund Pettus Bridge, 2 pages. So because as you can see, the fire department, he joined it in. He's like, let me go on and join in on my white supremacy. We gotta realize, like, yo, it's more than just being in the street. It's more than just voting. It's more than just boycotting. It's voting, protesting, boycotting, set some stuff on fire, throw a brick, raise our kids right, teach our kids, you know what I'm saying? Black families, black men and women, stop arguing with each other over simple stuff. I see it on the internet. We ain't gonna get into it. But stuff like that, those are the things that make up a revolutionary lifestyle. It's not just because as you can see, the fire chief said, hey, look, it ain't just about policing. I can join in and help out too. Unfortunately, I can do my part. But anyway, in the next story, what do we got? What do we got?
Okay, next up we have Andrew Brown Jr., who was shot in the back of the head by police. All right, this is from CBS News. Attorneys representing the family of Andrew Brown Jr. said Monday that North Carolina Sheriff's deputies shot the 42-year-old black man in the back of the head as they were serving a warrant last week. Brown's son, who was allowed to view what the family's attorney said was 20 seconds of police body camera video, called the shooting in Elizabeth City an execution. Quote, my dad got executed just by trying to save his own life, Khalil Farabee told reporters during an afternoon press conference. Family attorney Harry Daniels said Brown was shot in the back of the head, and he called for the officers involved in the shooting to be arrested right now. Another family attorney, Chantel Cherry Lassiter, said the body cam video showed Brown posed no threat to police during Wednesday's incident. She said the video showed Brown in his car, in his driveway, with his hands on the steering wheel. The video started with officers firing at Brown, Cherry Lassiter said. At least 5 officers were facing the driver's side of the vehicle, pointing their weapons at Brown, she said. Some were calling for Brown to show them his hands. They're shooting and saying, let me see your hands at the same time, Cherry Lassiter said. Brown tried to drive away from the officers who continued to fire, she said. The vehicle eventually crashed into a tree. Quote, we in Black America don't understand why when a black person is going away from you, you think it's allowable to shoot them in the back and kill them. Oh, God, said attorney Ben Crump, who is also representing the Brown family.
I don't know how he got there. Yo, Crump, I'm telling you, this boy, he has a teleport machine. There's no way he's able to be all these places. The man got a private jet. I swear to God, he's gotta have a private jet.
This is gonna sound really.
Because this dude gets everywhere.
This is gonna sound bad, but it is what it is. He's a hound dog that can sniff out black blood.
Man, this dude. See how they coming to get me, y'all? See how they trying to stop me? No, ain't nobody trying to stop me. Ain't nobody worried about me. At least I don't think so. Might be worried.
It makes no sense that this man is at each and every. So you're telling me.
How is he everywhere, man?
You're telling me there's no other civil rights attorney, in all of the United States who wants to come and help and represent some of these families. Only him. There's no one else, right? No one else wants to help. Not one single civil rights attorney. Not one. Okay.
Jenna James said, yeah, they funded his private jet just like they fund Al Sharpton's. Man, yo, he thought he was a baller walking to that jet too. It's like, no, bruh, this ain't the look. Do you know? Okay, what was it? Shout out to Tone Talks, and I don't know Tone Talks personally at all. I don't. This is not an endorsement. It's not a not endorsement. It's just I don't know him at all. This is not me trying to act like I'm his best friend or anything. Just shout out to Tone Talks. He talked about the study on black wealth, and what was it? He said that if you take out the family car, and this is not talking about LeBron James, this is the average everyday black person that's, blue collar worker chilling, even some white collar folks minding their business, going to work, coming back home, whatever. If you take out the family car, compared to white wealth, their counterparts, it's almost zero. So Al Sharpton thought he was fly when black people that's living a real life, when black people caught up in the rat race that you pretending to help them get out of, are looking at that like, dude, are you serious? Like, I'm here struggling to keep my lights on. I'm trying to work 2 jobs and make sure my son stay out the street because he getting around the age where them boys going to be trying to ask him to do favors. And you getting on a private jet so that you can smile and cackle and kiki on the phone with Joe Biden? It's a whole nother thing.
That ain't doing nothing for black folks
anyway. That ain't doing nothing for black folks anyway. But that's another thing. We'll table that for now. You know what I'm saying? We'll table that for now. Shouts to Kid at Heart for Protect NERDSoul. Yo, I had to get the bulletproof vest, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, continue with the story.
Okay, so Cherry Lassiter said at least 7 officers total were at the scene of the shooting. Attorneys called for the release of footage from other body cameras and from any police dashboard cameras. Authorities have not publicly released any video from the incident.
Of course not.
Despite calls to do so from the community and local officials.
They don't need another video of an execution.
Yeah. In a video statement posted to Facebook on Monday, Pasquotank County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy Daniel Fogg said the office would comply if the court ordered a release of the body camera footage.
All right, now remember, just a second ago when Ma'Khia Bryant, and I know people be like, this ain't the same police department. It's the same energy. Coast to coast, police have the same energy behind anti-blackness. So, Ma'Khia Bryant, we released the footage sooner than anybody else would. Look, watch as we pat ourselves on the back. I'm so proud of us. And then over here, like, yo, man, hey, y'all going, you gonna go on and release that footage for us so we can see it? You gonna release that footage? You gonna release that footage? You gonna let us see it? See what happened? Nah, well, we want to show you the footage. But to see the way our footage is set up, we gonna have to get the judge. I mean, we wish we could show you. We really do. We wish we could show you. We wish we could give you an opportunity to see the footage. We want to give it to you, but the judge. It's the judge, man. The judge hey, look. If we could, we would give you all the footage. We promise you. We swear to you. But hey, it's just the judge. What can you do? So this whole energy behind showing Ma'Khia Bryant's footage so soon and then showing this and being so secretive with this footage shows what the energy behind policing really is. Yo, we got this footage. Shoot. Legally, he had the right to shoot her. Go on and put it out. We feeling strong. We feeling hard body about this footage. Throw it out. You want to know why we ain't seen that footage? Because that footage is footage of an execution. And they're like, we just finished the Chauvin trial, which was an execution. So since we just finished that, I don't know. I don't know if we could take another. We don't want our city to be burned down. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to burn down our city. So it's like, look, why don't we try to hide this footage as long as possible? The only thing is they don't realize the more you try to hide it, the more inevitable it is that it's about to come out. It's gonna come. It can either come out by you guys putting it out there or by the protesters setting things on fire and then you having to put it out. But it's gonna have to come out. Now, big shout out to the chat real quick. No One Nobody was talking about the percentages, sweet amount, when I brought up Tone Talk, said 60% of black households make less than $40,000 combined. There is no black wealth. That's why you don't see black-owned hospitals. HBCUs are funded by black wealth, like Ivy League schools are funded by white wealth. We have to stop being delusional about our wealth position. You don't see many fashion houses or black-owned manufacturing because we're broke and we're shut out of ownership. Name a group of people who've been in the country 400 years and you don't see any major institutions independently owned by that group. That's not by accident. True. Very true. It is not by accident. It is extremely well designed to be like, all right, well, look, what we going to do is say, the reason you ain't winning is because you don't build yourself up by your bootstraps. Then, when you do get your bootstraps popping, we going to come and tear it down. And then say, see, you can't take care of it. Remember the story of the couple in Huntington Beach back in like, what was it, the 30s or whatever, that had their own hotel? Yeah. It was a black hotel because...
It was like a resort. They had their own resort.
It was their own resort because in that area of Huntington Beach, which is like 30 minutes south of LA-ish, the hotels around there would not keep black people. So a black couple created their own, they had their own hotel. It was like a little resort. It was nice. And it had black people. You know, they was like, hey, if you're traveling, you can stay here at this black hotel. There was nothing wrong with the hotel. But white people were mad about black people being at this white hotel. I mean, being at this black hotel. So what did they do? They got the government to condemn the building. There was nothing wrong with the building at all. There was nothing wrong with the resort, the pools or the spa area, nothing. There was nothing wrong with it. But the city came in and condemned the building because white people were angry about it. And then guess who took control of the building? The government. And they turned it, I think they said they turned it into a park.
They did.
They turned it into a park.
It was called Bruce's Beach.
Bruce's Beach. That was the name of the place. You can check it out yourself.
Because
Bruce's
the couple,
Beach.
that was the last name of the couple that owned it.
Yes. So they turned it into a park. I bet you they probably didn't even let black people in that park. They turned it into a park. So they'll be like, you need to build your own stuff. Be like, all right, man, word, cool. I feel you. I got to build my own stuff. Where I got to get on my own thing. Then you build your stuff. Then they come back and you know what? I kind of like this. They gonna take it. But meanwhile, Senate passing bills into law specifically for Asian people. That's what we dealing with. And that's why you need black media. Because black media got them old memories, got them long memories. Traditional white media is not going to bring up Bruce's Beach. They're not. It's not going to happen. Or if they bring it up, they'll bring it up as a way to pat themselves on the back, like, look at how long racism has come. We're such a better country. They're still doing it now. All right, see, let's say No One Nobody, Vulcan 2050, and Kid at Heart. All right, and Jenna James. Let's say y'all get together, you get your money together, you pool your resources, and you make a manufacturing plant. All right, and you're making, I don't know, Band-Aids. I don't know what you're making. You're making Band-Aids, and now you're making the Band-Aids is good now. All right, and you're starting to make some money. Ooh, so much money that you're starting to infringe on traditional cash over here. You know what I'm saying? CVS even thinking like, yo, man, well, I don't need to use them. I'm going to use y'all company for manufacturing. Shoot. And somebody else like Walmart like, shoot, I'm going to use that for our house brand. Trust me, the government will have some kind of way to do some kind of spot check or surprise, a structural check of your building, or there'll be something. They'll be like, oh, well, there's asbestos in your building, so we got to tear it down. They will come up with some kind of BS reason why y'all can't operate no more and tear your stuff to rubble in your face. You know what I'm saying? And then be like, why aren't you doing well? There's no racism. We're in a post-race society. So that nobody's right. That's the kind of stuff we living in. So it's like we have to continue as much as we can to focus on our own economics. And I think we got links in the chat, but we continue to like, yo, look, there's Shop Black, We Buy Black, there's Alafia, there's Garner's Garden, there's tons of places. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need everyone black to buy black. As many as we can, that's great. But most of the issues that we deal with, that we're locked out of, are financial issues. Even the justice system to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Because you sitting in jail waiting for your date when you could have posted bail, but you ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so back to this. We know the man was executed. We know he was. I'm very interested to see what goes down when this footage comes out. Because it will come out. Sooner or later, it's going to come out. I am kind of upset that Crump is there. Man, but
I'm so tired of him.
I don't know. How does Crump get everywhere? I am kind of upset that Crump is there, but if he's there, I can't control it. He's just there.
Because the thing is this. It's important that there are other attorneys coming up, younger attorneys. It's very important that they become involved and they get a chance, to help, because it's not supposed to be a monopoly. First of all, it's supposed to be us as a people helping out. So it's important to see multiple attorneys across the United States saying, "Hey, we're here on the East Coast. Yep. We're here on the West Coast.
We should have like the Avengers of attorneys out there.
In the Midwest. We're everywhere, and we're just here to help where we can."
Yep.
How? I want to know. I would love for somebody to do a deep dive and find out how Crump became the go-to, not a, but the go-to attorney every time a black person is murdered by the police. Because I feel like there's a white stamp of approval somewhere.
Yeah, somebody white stamped him and was like, "You're going to be our guy." And what you really going to do is make sure that black people don't get too rowdy. You know what I'm saying?
Always call for peace. Make sure.
Always
got to call for peace.
Make sure the mamas call for peace. Make sure the daddies call for peace. Make sure everybody call for peace. Whenever you see Ben Crump around, people calling for peace. Andre Atkins said Crump knows instant transmission. Oh man, and shouts to Phantom Girl in the house. What up? Nice to see you. It's angering to see the way this went down, because we know this man was murdered. Man was executed. And of course they're going to try to use, there was a warrant out for his arrest.
So what that means?
So we're not going to do anything.
Serve the warrant.
Serve the warrant and take your butt home. Like, why? How he got to end up dead? But watch, I bet you, unless Crump has already spoken, if he hasn't spoken yet, I'm sure he's going to call for peace. I almost absolutely guarantee you he is going to call for peace. Man, Ben Crump is a I don't know, disgrace to bald-headed brothers everywhere. All right? Him, I don't know, Terry Crews, I don't know, someone else. We'll see once we see this footage. But I'm sure what we're going to see is an execution. I know they always be like, wait for the tape. You got to wait for the tape. I'm sure we're about to see an execution. But
well, they also said, the sheriff also said, the incident was quick and over in less than 30 seconds. And, body cameras are shaky and sometimes hard to decipher. So you fumbling before they even release it.
So, yeah. So he tried to cover this joint up quick.
You bumbling and fumbling.
Footage don't show everything. It's like, but aren't there 6 officers there? Shouldn't we be able to glean some insight between 6 different cameras? Oh, well, cameras don't show everything. But what about 6 cameras? Do they show everything?
Not to mention dash footage from everybody.
Dash cam? So once we have the dash cam, 6 dash cams, and let's say we're riding together. Let's say everybody was riding together.
Let's say 3.
3 dash cams and 6 body cams. We should probably be able to get a good general idea of what went down. All right, because see, the idea was we need body cameras because y'all don't know what happened. Y'all don't know what happened. Now we get the body cameras. Well, once you get the cameras,
y'all still don't know what happened.
Y'all still don't know what happened. White people funny like that. Anyway, let's move on because the white people got a new ally. All right, so I'm gonna take this one. Let me go in and put this link up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We chilling on a Friday evening or Friday early in the morning.
I don't think
you know
we're
what I'm
gonna
saying?
be able to access this.
We chilling. We chilling on Friday evening. Tyler Perry's speech at Academy Awards: reflective, refreshing, necessary. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys have, seen the Oscar clips or whatever. There was some coonery foolishness going on at the Oscars. But anyway, I want to read to you this article from Mass Live because Tyler Perry is reflective, refreshing, and necessary. And I did the thumb point too. Got to watch that. Refuse hate. It's a simple but oh so powerful statement. They starting off letting you know, like, yo, this is our guy. When Hollywood came together on Sunday for the 93rd Academy Awards, one speaker mentioned everyday Americans might be inclined to tune out instead of tuning in to listen to often left-leaning political commentary interlaced with acceptance speeches. Yes, there was some of that commentary interspersed among the 3 hours of self-laudatory TV. One acceptance speech stands out. Whoo, you know where we going. Let's skip down a little bit. Tyler Perry didn't muck around when he received the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award. Humanitarian. I didn't know Tyler Perry was a humanitarian. Because he'd be slaying them wigs. That's a murder. But we gonna let that go. The award is presented each year to a, quote, individual in the motion picture industry whose humanitarian efforts have brought credit to the industry. Perry's talking points were simple in addressing how polarized our nation has become. Quote, everybody is grabbing a corner and a color.
Hold on.
I know.
Hold on.
You got to let me get there.
Grabbing
a corner and grabbing a color.
Because when I came out, I said, oh, I think I'm a snatch black.
Let me go and get my blackness now.
Okay.
And how important it is to find common ground. Quote, it's in the middle where things change. When has the middle been where things change? Middling, straddling the fence. The middle is where indecision goes to die. But anyway, let's continue, because he's deeper than me.
The middle is where good cops stand with their hands back saying, I didn't do it, as they watch the bad
watch the bad cop kill somebody.
That's okay.
But, I mean, in America, if you're rich, you're deep. So let's continue on. The 51-year-old black billionaire filmmaker drew on the lessons he learned from his late mother, who apparently didn't raise him right, who had grown up in the Jim Crow South and who, as a little girl, grieved the death of Emmett Till. Her lessons, refuse hate and refuse blanket judgment, can serve us all well. Whoo! Oh, so deep. Said Perry, quote, it is my hope that all of us just refuse hate. Don't hate anybody. I refuse to hate someone because they are Mexican or because they are black or because they are white or LGBTQ. I refuse to hate someone because they are a police officer. I refuse to hate someone because they are Asian. Perry's just over 3 minutes of eloquence could not have been more refreshing in this time that we are emerging from a year of social isolation amid a hyper-polarized political climate. His speech was reflective, refreshing, and necessary. Let's hope the world was truly listening. Uh, uh would y'all like a cigarette after that?
Insert vomit here.
Cause white people love that. Oh, they ate that. Man, they probably had to clean themselves after they wrote that article. Man, look. Wow.
I could just
okay, all right.
Right
this
now.
Okay, so let's all right. You all right. Look, all right. I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet on this one. Anti-blackness in America is not a black people's problem, and black people didn't start it. That's my first statement. Do not equate Mexicans to black people. Do not equate LGBTQ to black people. Do not equate white people to black people. Anti-blackness, the racism around blackness, and what have happened to black people in this country since slavery is only what has happened to black people and no one else. That's my second statement. I'm gonna try to keep it. Oh, and Asians too. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. No, it's not the same. The most oppressed, attacked, bamboozled group to ever step foot on this soil or be born on this soil are black people, then and now. Black people don't hate nobody. We want y'all to leave us alone. Ain't nobody hate. We like, just leave us alone.
Despite all y'all have done to us,
we just want y'all to leave us alone.
We still ain't walking around hating y'all. That's the thing. After all that y'all have done, we still don't hate y'all. We just want to be left. We just want to be able to live our lives. That's it.
We just want to be able to live our lives in peace and stop being hounded at every single step of American society.
Who was the young lady that said, y'all lucky we want justice and not revenge?
Yeah, sister, was she at Inglewood?
I don't know. We're not looking for revenge. That's the miracle about it. We're not looking for revenge.
Yeah.
We're not.
Nobody, it's this trick. Do not let some bought and paid for Negro like Tyler Perry trick you into believing somehow black people around here hating police officers. We don't care. We just want them to leave us alone. You want to be a police officer? Go ahead. Just leave me alone. When I'm driving, don't pull me over just because you see me. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody thinking about you. This whole thing about Asian hate has been a lie. This whole thing about black people hating cops has been a lie. This whole thing, no. Black people are angry with cops because cops have targeted us ever since their inception.
Right.
We don't hate them. We're actually pretty indifferent to them. If you take it down to its base level, we don't care. You can exist, you cannot exist. Just leave us alone.
The problem is now we're not actually in a place of indifference anymore simply because we have to be on pins and needles whenever we see you.
Yeah.
When we see a cop car or when we see a cop somewhere, we're on pins and needles because of the things that you do. I've told you several times, when you go out to pick up something, if I feel like it's been longer than it should be, I start getting stressed and worried, trying to figure out what in the world to do. Because I'm thinking in my mind, what if he was stopped?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here stressed, and all the brother did was run to Burger King. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's this idea of let's continually scapegoat and traumatize and gaslight black people into believing that somehow they're the reason what's happening to them is happening to them. Black men and women, I profess to you this. You did not make racism happen. You didn't build the construct. You didn't start white supremacy, and it's not your job to fix it. This whole idea that, oh, well, black people was just nicer. Oh well, if black people if they just like the cops more. If black people just stop hating Asians, is guys, it's not happening. This whole thing, Tyler Perry is full of it. He's full of it. Now, just gotta let him die. Just gotta let it die. Like Kylo Ren said, let the past die. Let it die. Tyler Perry, I'm glad, wow, he's a billionaire. I don't see how he's such a humanitarian. I don't see what he's really done to change the average, everyday mobility of black people.
Well, they didn't say he's done that.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm talking about from a black person.
Oh, yeah. But
what should I be so happy about him for? What he's done is make his white counterparts happy by not calling them to the carpet for what they've started. Then you got Kamala Harris. No, you got Rick Scott saying that racism ain't real or racism ain't happened.
America isn't racist.
Oh, America isn't racist. Then Kamala Harris coming through. Yeah, America isn't racist. There's a history, but it's not racist now. So when did it fix? Kamala Harris, tell me, what year was it like, bam, racism gone? Stop it. She just passed the bill for racism towards Asians. So is racism real or not?
Right, a federal bill.
Or is racism only for Asian people and not for black people? Is that it? Because you're full of it. This whole, we need to kiss his buttocks because he's a billionaire. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by Tyler Perry or anyone else just because Oprah too. I'm not impressed by none of them just because you're a billionaire. What have you done for me lately? And when I say me, I mean black people. I don't mean Tyler Perry got to come to my house and say something. No. What have you done for black people? What have you done? Because the only thing that I can remember that rings loud in my mind from Oprah is, oh, well, I didn't build a school in America because black kids in America don't appreciate things. They only want Jordans and iPhones. Oh, so I guess white kids don't want iPhones and Jordans, right? At that age, all kids want material things. But some reason, we're hyper-focused on black kids, right? She's full of it. Guys, I submit to you, and I don't know the answers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got all the answers. But one of the answers I do have is, please, do not let your friends or co-workers or whatever confuse you, or the media confuse you into thinking that Tyler Perry is some great, reflective, and deep and necessary person.
Or that he speaks for us.
Or that he speaks for us. Yeah, like this whole idea, he here for us.
No.
Nah, man, like, wow.
See, I'm so tired. See. I'm so
see. Yo, shout out, what's her name? Robin Thede. Yo, Robin Thede. You heard it here first. No, just playing. But Robin Thede, your show, you be killing me. You be killing me, yo. When that girl said my life was like Baby Boy 2,
but
I was done.
I was going to say, I'm so tired of people, especially black people, wanting to jump to this kumbaya moment. And that we're in charge of coming to the kumbaya circle, right?
Yeah, like we made it happen.
It's like, no, you can't have kumbaya until there is it's a whole lot of other steps that have to happen. You have to acknowledge what you've done, white folks. You have to acknowledge what you've done, and you have to make steps to correct it, and then you have to make steps to not do it no more. Then you can have the kumbaya moment. Everybody want to jump straight to the kumbaya, and black people, don't hate, and love everyone. Why?
Where did loving everyone get us? Think about it. Let's look back at the whole civil rights movement where we put everyone on our back and fought for them. When you look at those tapes of people getting beat up and dogs sicked on them, were the large majority Mexican immigrants Asians,
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ. No, there were black people. Now, I'm sure some of those black people were LGBTQ, but guess what? Those dogs said you black first. Those water hoses said you black first. So stop this mess about who you sleep with or how you sleep with people is somehow more important than the skin on your body. You better stop it, because white supremacy got something for you that's going to wake you up. One day, you're going to get woke up and you're going to be like, but I'm LGBT. They're going to be like, nah, bruh, you ain't rolling with us. Don't get embarrassed. I'm just saying, don't get embarrassed. Don't get embarrassed. You're going to be out there, your feelings going to be hurt. Because you're going to be looking at your white LGBT friends, or, because I know it's more, it's LGBTQIA plus friends, and you're going to be like, yo, where y'all at? Where y'all ain't helping me out, man? What? Come on, Karen. Come on, LGBTQIA plus Karen. Why aren't you on my side? I'm like, well, you gotta investigate. You gotta think about what the cops said. Oh, really? So now it's something that I did. Don't get embarrassed like that. Don't get your feelings hurt like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help. I want to help y'all out. Don't get your feelings hurt like that. You know what I'm saying? You won't be sad. Tyler Perry's full of it. But we got some cool responses on Twitter. Response number 1. Police officers are not an oppressed group. No one hates the police because of undue prejudice. It's because they engage in state-sanctioned violence against all the groups Tyler Perry said we shouldn't hate. Hashtag Oscars. That comes from Kathleen Newman Brimang. I know I'm tearing her name up, and I apologize, but I'll put her tweet in the chat. You can see her tweet. I apologize for tearing your name up. The next tweet says, Tyler Perry really took his black butt onto the Oscar stage to say, I refuse to hate someone just because they're a police officer. Who's ready to meet people in the middle? When will y'all stop equating black people's rightful anger to white supremacy? And, he ain't lying. And that comes from Inspector Nerd. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Inspector Nerd is a young gentleman or a young lady, but you know what I'm saying? There you go. You got that. Then the next comes from, Dana White? I think it's Dana White. I don't want to screw up this name. Make sure it's Dana White. All right, the handle is It's Dana White. Tyler Perry slipped being a police officer in there with race, gender, and sexuality. At this time, truly a diasporic embarrassment and disrespectful to the movement in this country, but also telling you clearly where he aligns. So, and you got his tweet right there. You can check that out. But you'll love this last tweet. I'm not even going to tell you who this last tweet comes from. I'm going to just put it in the chat so y'all can click on it yourself. Oh, because you know this tweet had to come. You know a tweet like this had to come. Put it in the chat. Tyler Perry is one of the greatest living Americans, period. I'm so moved by his beautiful acceptance speech. I know personally this man's kindness, empathy, and respect. He is a truly genuine human being. We should all join him in meeting in the middle and refusing hate. Y'all can click on that link. Y'all can find it. I ain't even going to tell y'all who tweeted that. When I saw that, I was like, of course you would. Of course you would. Yes, of course you. But we're gonna move on. We got another story. We got, anybody been to the HIE lately? Anybody been to Holiday Inn Express? Everybody,
Hotel,
motel, Holiday Inn.
If this fool start acting up.
Look, I love Holiday Inn just as much as the next person. You know what I'm saying?
We stayed at a very nice Holiday Inn Express.
You know what?
Remember?
We did stay at a nice Holiday Inn. What? Virginia Beach. You know what? At the Virginia Beach Holiday Inn, there's a Holiday Inn Express.
Yes, it was.
In Virginia Beach. It's not on the water, but it's like near the beach. It was real nice.
It was very nice.
Real nice. Ooh, real nice.
He didn't work there.
Oh, no, he ain't working that one. We had a great stay. Everything was fine. And it was better than the Omni that we stayed at in D.C. Yo, it was better than the Omni in D.C. So you know what? Holiday Inn Express of Virginia Beach. I don't know nobody else, but of Virginia Beach. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. So, did you want to take this one on, or did you want? Because we kind of talked about this a little bit on Wednesday with Beast Vibes Life from a hip hop perspective with Freddie Gibbs, but the story has developed, of course.
I'll let you take this, and I'll give my.
Because I know you got your piece that you added on that I love so much. So, reported from Newsweek, shocking Holiday Inn footage of employee crying is unacceptable. Parent company says. IHG Hotels, which owns Holiday Inn, was disturbed by a viral video circulating on Twitter that showed an employee hitting himself and crying after an altercation with a customer, and is working with the hotel to investigate the incident. They lied in the very first paragraph, but we're going to continue. The video was posted on Twitter on Sunday and prompted an array of responses, including dismay at how mental health is viewed and the criticism of the person who filmed the altercation. The alleged employee posted on Reddit that he has quit his job despite support from his management, and Holiday Inn's parent company called the treatment of the employee received unacceptable. Ooh, can you believe that? Said that how he was treated just wasn't right. They called it an altercation, which it was not. And they say how he was treated wasn't right. How was he treated? But let's continue.
Like an employee?
He was treated like an employee. Oh, matter of fact, hold up. Did I throw y'all the link? I think I threw y'all the link. Yep, I threw y'all the link. So, all right, word. So, all right. Quote, we were shocked and saddened to see the video and the clearly unacceptable treatment of a longtime hotel colleague. Jacob Hawkins, a spokesperson for IHG Hotels and Resorts, told Newsweek. First thing, he's not a colleague of Jacob. Jacob don't know him. He's not a colleague. You don't know me like that. Anyway, Hawkins noted that Holiday Inn, where the altercation took place, it wasn't an altercation, is independently owned and operated, as is the case with the bulk of hotels that operate under the IHG umbrella. Still, he said, every employee representing IHG Hotels and Resorts, quote, deserves to be treated with respect and dignity, which is the same commitment employees make to their guests. The video only gave a minute look into what was a longer conversation between the customer and the employee, Hawkins said. IHG was in touch with the owners and management of the hotel as they, quote, work to determine the details surrounding the event. In the video, the customer asked the employee why he was taking out his frustrations about a mistake in the hotel company made out on him. He indicated that the employee hit the computer at one point while the customer pushes him as to why he got so angry. Notice these terms. The customer pushes him. It's an altercation. All right, so the employee begins to repeatedly hit himself in the face. He also hit the computer monitor with his face before walking away in tears, saying, "You've ruined my night. You've ruined my life, man." Quote, so this is the type of people they have working here, the customer asked before the employee walks away, which is a valid question. But later on Reddit, who we believe to be the guy, we don't know. I didn't do no checking. I ain't no sleuth. You know what I'm saying? But the person that says they're the guy said that
the employee
says that as an employee or as a person, he has a disorder and it's called schizoaffective disorder. Lisa, what could you tell us what schizoaffective? Because I ain't never heard of it. It's brand new to me. White people always be getting brand new, stuff, and look, we don't know what's going on.
Certainly. Schizoaffective disorder is a mental health disorder that is marked by a combination of schizophrenia symptoms, such as hallucinations or delusions, and mood disorder symptoms, such as depression or mania. Hello, welcome to Holiday Inn or Disneyland. I'm not sure which one.
I don't know where we at now. So once again, I want to read that last piece from the article that says, so this is the type of people they have working here, the customer asks before the employee walks away. That is a good question. You want to know why? Because I shouldn't have to assume that when I come into a place of business, that I'm dealing with someone who at any moment could have hallucinations, delusions, mood disorder symptoms, depression, or mania. Imagine
mania, which he kind of displayed at that
which he
time
kind
by
of
smashing his own face where there was blood coming out of his nose. Like, okay, let me back up and be clear for those that need the clarity. Nobody is trying to be insensitive or disrespectful or ignorant
this ain't got nothing
towards
to do with
people with mental health conditions. Because my thing is, this really has nothing to do with this young man working there. He has a condition. This has to do with Holiday Inn hiring him and putting him in a position where he has to interact with people who are guests
all the time,
who can sometimes be nice and sometimes not nice. You have to be a person who can handle that. Someone who has this condition, as is displayed in this video, cannot handle that. I do not fault him. He has a condition. I fault the people who hired him and put him in this position and left him there on his own.
They set him up to fail
without anybody being there to assist him or assist the guests at any time. That is the issue here. We are not trying to disrespect this young man or his condition. The point is, a guest should not have to maneuver through what he's going through. That's not the right job for him. There are other jobs that he can work that is not a service position.
Yeah, you put him in a public-facing position where at any moment he could go into deep depression, he could have a hallucination, he could go... That is not the job for him. You set him up to fail. So here's what you did. You put what some would... not even some would define as... Anyone would say... This person is unstable.
Yes.
You took someone who is unstable and gave them a customer-facing job at the front desk. You set this man up to fail. So here's what you do. You hire this man in a position you shouldn't hire him in. And then what happens with someone who's unstable happens. And then after you put him in that position, which forces the customer to be in a certain position, then it's the customer's fault that the customer's in the position that the customer's in because you set this ball in motion. You essentially put a ticking time bomb at your front desk. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's true. You put a ticking time bomb at your front desk. Then, of course, like anyone who, especially a black man in America, who's talking to a white man, and the white man, I don't know, maybe stood up or did whatever, he hit the screen. Once he does something violent, and I haven't done anything violent, yes, I need to start recording. Because when stuff start getting said, what it's going to be is that this black man this black man did something and hurt this white dude. And no. So if you get violent, even if you get violent with a screen monitor, yes, I do need to start recording. And yes, I should be concerned, but why are you here working at this place?
And who's going to help me? Because some people argue he should have just left him alone when he went in the back crying. I'm sorry you're crying, but I still need assistance.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
nobody has helped me with my issue. I'm a guest in this hotel. You're the only one up here. The only one up here.
Yeah.
What?
They set him up to fail. If they want him to work at the front desk, he needs to be working with a partner or a buddy in a buddy system at all times. They put him, it seemed like he was working at night. I don't know if it was at night. It seemed like it was night because there was like barely anyone around. So now you have this person working, no help, no buddy system, by himself. And you know how people are at hotels if something gets messed up. I remember I flew, perfect example, my reservations have been messed up before. Nobody hit no screen or nothing. But remember when I came home and they messed up my car rental reservation?
Oh my God.
Yo. All right, so I'm like, was it budget? I ain't trying to slander nobody. I can't remember who. I can't remember if it was like Avis or Budget or whoever it was. Whoever it was, I made my reservation. You got my money. I get to the airport, reservation gone. I'm like, but no, I reserved it. Here's my, I'm looking at my phone. I printed it out and I got it on my phone. Here it is. That's the number. You look at the number and that's the people that y'all gave me. And I gave you my money. That's my bank. That's your money. and that's in your pocket. I need a car in my pocket.
But we don't have the car, sir.
Oh yeah.
Here you go.
But I made a reservation.
I know, but we don't have the car.
But you said you would have the car because I gave you money. And here's the paper. It said, I gave you money right here, and you said you got a car right here. That's what it said. Yeah. I don't know what, but luckily, I was able, because in that section, there's like different car rentals. So basically, I was like, look, just give me a refund. Give me my money back.
Like on Seinfeld, he's like, see, a reservation is when you actually hold.
To reserve.
Like, I know what a reservation is. I don't think you do.
Like, yo, because I was like, yo. But here's the paper. It's on my phone. It's on the paper. It shows you drafted my bank account. You got my money. Where's my car? I look out in the lot. There's tons of cars right there. Just give me one.
None of those are yours.
None of those are yours. So I've been in a situation. Now, luckily, thank God, there wasn't a dude with mania there because Budget or Avis or whoever it was hired someone who did not have schizoaffective disorder.
Yes.
If someone comes to me, I'm like, all right, I'm hiring people. Word up, I'm out here in the hiring game. And someone says, yo, man, I'd like to work for you. Cool. Fill out the application. And it's like a part of the application, I don't know, do you have a mental disorder or something? And they're like, yes. I'm like, oh, cool, what you got? And they're like, no, all right, not, oh, cool, what you got? But, like, all right, no problem. I'm willing to work with you. What you got? And they're like, I got schizoaffective disorder. I'm like, all right, let me look it up on the internet. Tick, 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 tick. I'm schizoaffective disorder. And I read it in front of this person. And it says, schizoaffective disorder is a mental health disorder that is marked by a combination of schizophrenia symptoms, that's already bad, such as hallucinations, delusions, and mood disorder symptoms, such as depression or mania. I'd be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't hire you.
No, I can hire you. You just cannot work in a position of service working directly.
Yeah, you can't face a customer, yo. Maybe we can have you, I don't know, putting caulk around the bathtub or something. I don't know.
No, you can be.
I don't know what you can do.
You can be work staff working elsewhere in the hotel where you do not have direct.
But what if they have a hallucination when they went like bleach or something and killed themselves? And they're going to be like, yo, why you hire that dude? Because he had hallucinations. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, look, this dude, he should have never been hired. Now, let's talk about the black man who's so rude and such a horrible customer, right? Is he a horrible customer? Or is the customer service and or system or billing or whatever it is of Holiday Inn so horrible that he had to come down to the front desk and handle this? Because think about it. This man, it doesn't seem like this is at least from the audio, his voice doesn't seem like he's an unreasonable guy. I paid you money for some kind of reservation and you messed up. I'm rightfully frustrated over it.
Yeah.
This isn't like a Karen. This isn't Demi Lovato mad because the sugar-free stuff is named wrong or something in the frozen yogurt place. It's like, no, this is someone who gave you money, somewhere something screwed up, and now I'm rightfully frustrated about it because you took my money. I did my part, all right? So we got a deal. I give you money, you give me whatever the money does. So I gave you my money. Poof, there's your money. Now, where's the thing that I'm supposed to get? I'm rightfully angry or frustrated or, I don't know, upset about it.
Right.
This is not a rude customer.
But hold on. Let's say he was rude.
True.
He would not be the first rude nor the last rude customer to go anywhere.
Oh, because white people be rude in hotels. Trust me.
So
As a brother who has traveled here and abroad,
whether or not
I've seen rude white people in London hotels.
whether or
I've seen them
not
in California hotels, Chicago hotels. Trust me, white people be rude.
Yeah. Whether or not he was rude is not the issue.
Yeah.
This is, let's be real, this is about white fragility.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go and protect this man because he seems to have a disorder. So let's run out, protect this man, and shield him because the mean bad black man has done something to him. As he didn't do anything. The dude started hitting himself, and he was like, "Really, dude?" Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact. But basically, like, "Yo, what's wrong with you? Yo, really, dude? So you just gonna walk off? You gonna help me?" That's normal. Now, all right, let's switch this to all the men in the chat. Now, I'm speaking to the men. All the men in the chat. You're chilling. And say your lady goes down to the front desk, right? You're like, all right, girl, I'll be there in a second. I'm throw this stuff back in the bag. I'll be right behind you, right? Your lady goes down to the front desk to ask, like, hey, we were supposed to have something in that room or a different room or a suite or whatever, and what's going on, right? And you're coming down at the very moment that your wife, girlfriend, significant other, whatever, is speaking to this guy. And while you're coming up, you see him stand up or whatever and hit the screen. Now imagine this. This black dude don't know you. I don't know you. The only thing I know is that you're a man at the front desk. So now you done made a violent gesture at my lady? Oh. Because I can imagine walking to it like, all right, babe, go and do your thing. I'll be there in a second. I'm going to put this down. So I'm walking, and I can hear you kind of talking. So I'm like, oh, she's around the corner. And I come, and when I come, he like hits the screen, and you like right there. I'm like, do we have a problem? Excuse me? But then they'll be like, look at the angry black man. No. I was chilling. You hired this guy who should not be working here, and he made a violent action towards my wife. Now I'm about to toss him up. Yes, I'm angry. But I'm not angry for nothing. So this could go down. How do we know he won't flip on a kid?
Right.
There might be a kid that's coming out of the hotel. Maybe there's kids playing around in the lobby, right? And for some reason, his disorder, he don't like them running around the lobby. So how do we know he's not going to jump up and yell at them or throw a stapler at them or something? Who knows? Because he's got schizoaffective disorder. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. And the black man ain't wrong for filming a situation that he thought, hey, this is starting to get violent. Let me start filming this before this white boy lie on me, like white people be doing, and make sure I document it.
And if for anything else, it needed to be documented for people to see that someone with this disorder is working in a place of service, and it's not okay.
Nah,
it's
at
not
all.
Okay. No one's saying he can't work anywhere or that he needs to go hide under a rock. It's that you cannot work.
I'm trying to think where he can work though. Because hallucinations, delusions, where can he work? Like this dude just need to get like, I don't know, disability or something and just stay over.
I don't know. I don't want to go that far. I don't want to say.
I don't know where to put. Where would you put him? I can't put him into construction. You got power tools and stuff. You got hallucinations and mania with power tools.
I don't know, but I do know. I do know people with disorders such as this do function and operate on their medications. That's the thing. They are able to function and operate when they are on proper medication.
Yeah. That's another thing. Does he have medication? Was he on it?
Because we probably have very well met people that have some serious mental conditions, but we don't know it because they're operating.
Good point.
Taking their medications and doing what they're supposed to do to be able to function in society.
Mm-hmm.
This young man, for whatever reason, was not able to. And again, I don't fault him because he has a condition. Yeah. I think he was probably just trying his best to function as normally as possible. And I honestly feel bad for him because I feel bad for anybody I see mentally struggling. I really do. And again, I don't fault him. I fault Holiday Inn for throwing him out there to the wolves pretty much.
Yeah, and so Kenneth Hart said laundry or mailroom. Word that maybe not the mailroom because people can do raw stuff, but laundry, cool. That should work. That should be fine. And then Vulcan said he could be a janitor. You know what I'm saying? Or if a custodian, if you like Dave Chappelle. So it's like it's Oh yeah, Jenna, we touched on Kamala Khan. Well, you ain't gotta do. Look, Kamala
Yes,
Khan.
she does. Yes, she does.
But Kamala Khan is a superhero who ain't did nothing to black people. Kamala Harris is a vice president who was a senator, who was a DA or a prosecutor, who has used the veneer of blackness to be able to carry out anti-black actions and laugh about it and skip her little way to the vice presidency. So I ain't gonna do Kamala Khan like that. Kamala Khan, unless she did something to black people, I don't know. But Kamala Khan, she ain't did nothing to nobody. All right, you know. Shouts out to Inhumans. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to the X-Men too. But so moving on to our last. We got something to end on, something good. Going to give them the good news. We got good news to end on.
So we have good black news to
Kitty
end
Hart,
with.
you wrong for that.
So
I ain't messing with you.
No. 18-year-old becomes first black male valedictorian at his high school in Oakland.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. I don't mean to, put a twist in it, but it's a shame that he's the first.
Yeah.
In 2021.
But
he is the first.
It's good news.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna putting the link in the chat.
I'm sorry.
Shouts out. We got good news.
My antennas are still hot.
Your antennas, we still angry.
All right. Muhammad is honored with the highest academic rank in his class with a cumulative 4.73 GPA.
Go ahead, brother.
He is off the scale.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
He is also an outstanding athlete as a member of the Bulldogs varsity basketball team.
That's right.
Aside from that, Muhammad also founded a science education company
What?
called Kids Cubed last year during the pandemic.
Look at God.
The company creates fun and affordable science kits that elementary and middle school age kids can enjoy doing experiments with. Founding Kids Cubed was the culmination of all the valuable lessons I learned throughout high school from so many amazing people, Muhammad told KTVU. I'm glad we were able to create something meaningful before graduating. However, Muhammad said it was just the start of endless possibilities for him. He was accepted to the 11 universities he applied to, including Harvard, Princeton, UC Berkeley, Columbia University, and his dream school, Stanford. He plans to major in engineering and computer science, but has yet to make a final decision. Muhammad, who is poised to be a first-generation college student in his family, is grateful for his parents who worked hard and served as role models to help him reach his goals. He hopes to inspire other young people to achieve success as well. Being named valedictorian is a dream come true, he said. I hope that me being class valedictorian inspires others from similar backgrounds to do the same.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Look, everybody check out Kids Cube. That's right. If you got kids, if you know kids, if you got baby cousins or something, get them a kit of a Kids Cube. All right? You're supporting black people out there, black economics. The brother is on the varsity team. The brother done started a science business, and he's valedictorian.
Yep.
Look. I'm telling you.
And he's been accepted to all 11 schools that he applied to.
All 11 schools. That's black intellectualism.
Hopefully one of them is
black entrepreneurism.
But, hopefully one of those schools he applied to is black, but, that's a sad note.
Please let at least one of them schools be black.
Oh, it don't matter. He ain't going to it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
His dream school is Stanford. He got accepted there. Where do you think he's going, sir?
Look,
I'm sorry.
I know.
You know what?
Congratulations. I know. We're not going to do that.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yay.
We're happy. We're not going to do that. Yay. That's right. Say yay. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, I'm happy. Go ahead, Muhammad. Doing your thing. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you got business. You know what? I'm gonna get my kid a product.
Bring it back to the community.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, bring that money back to the community. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's like, look, and he got T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Kids Cube or Kids Cube Heart of Oakland. So you know what I'm saying? Down there in the O. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, hey, I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to see a young brother doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that said, we got some good black news. We ended. We had a good time. We was chilling. You ready to roll?
Yeah.
All right. Glad you ready to roll. Come on. All right. Say what's up, everybody.
What's up?
I love how you put that little baby bass in his voice. What's up?
Say what's up.
What's up?
Say hi.
Hey.
How you doing?
Nothing.
Say thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Say I love all y'all.
Love you.
All right, Lady Lisa, say peace.
Bye, y'all.
All right, guys. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Kid at Heart, Vulcan, Jenna James. We had Phantom Girl roll through. Sandra Thomas in early. Andre Atkins, a whole bunch of people. Love all y'all. If I missed you, it's not on purpose. It's just it's a lot of little names. It's little teeny names on the screen. So anyway, from us to you, thank you for watching this. NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit that thumbs up.
Thumbs down.
Or hit that thumbs down. When you hit that thumbs down, I'm going to send Kamala Harris after you. And she's going to throw you in jail, and then she's going to keep you in jail so that you can keep fighting forest fires.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump, you ain't going to like him neither. You ain't going to be happy about that neither. So you ain't going to like that. So, podcast if you want to listen. Spotify for that music. And I got some new jams coming. Big shout out to Arcatron. PL Parker Lewis. And Y High Sign.
And Y High Sign.
Yep, and that's it. So,
and all the episodes.
All the episodes. So tell them to hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
Tell subscribe. So, guys, that's right. Hit the bell, subscribe, do all this, share this to your folks because, yo, man, look, black media ain't going to get around without our black people sharing it. You know what I'm saying? And check those links below. Black economics, buy something black, make the change. You can do it. Look, every little dollar counts. All these companies, they need us. So from us to you, thanks for watching, and peace. Show them the woo. Show them the power of the woo. So, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Oh, man, we out here, y'all. Peace.
I'm the man, yes, sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside.